Hey everybody, I'm Dave with Growing the Home Garden. Today I want to take a minute to just show you some trellises that I put together to do my potted tomato plants on. And they're right over here behind me. You can see that they're made of PVC and they're just kind of a loop sort of thing, kind of a hoop. But they're a little bit tighter than what you do for a hoop house kind of thing. But let's go take a look. Let me show you what I did. So as you can see here, I've got the PVC that's bent over both sides here, so it comes in on two sides and it's just pushed all the way down into the dirt. I haven't done anything really special to it. And then up here I have this little piece of jute twine that's going all the way down, and I looped it to the bottom of the plant, and then I just have the tomato plant wrapped around the string as it's growing. See right here, I need to wrap it a couple more times, but I'll just twist that around like that, and the tension on that string will hold that tomato plant up pretty well. Now, my first concern with trying this, and one reason why I haven't done this immediately and shown you guys, is that I wasn't sure how the wind would affect the tomato plants. As these things get larger, they've got more surface area for the wind to catch, and that could cause this to blow around a lot more. But we've had several good rainstorms and stuff like that over the last couple weeks, and so far they've been maintaining their integrity pretty well. You can see I also did it with this one. This is the first one I started with, and you notice that the loop on it is much more round. That's because I just shoved it in there. On the other ones, I came up with a form using some cinder blocks, and I'll show you that, where basically I just set them out for 24 to 48 hours in the sun and had them bent around the cinder blocks to create a more narrow shape, like on that one right there. And that performed very well. That worked out really good. This is some PVC I had in the garden for using of some hoop house, so I just recycled something. So it didn't really cost me anything because I'd already spent the money on it. Over here on this one, I used a different material. This is, I believe it's brick mold, vinyl brick mold, maybe PVC brick mold. But anyway, I used it. You can buy that at Lowe's, Home Depot, or wherever you're buying your stuff at, and do the same thing with it. I bent it over in exactly the same way. It's more of a square shape, so I guess if you were screwing into it or putting some sort of other type of attachments to it, you might have an easier time than with PVC, but it's holding up pretty well. I used just the same string pattern on here, have this roped around, and as you can see, we got lots of little tomatoes started on that one here, and then a few more up there. Now this is going to require some pruning, so I probably need to, I might just leave this branch off here, and then I can tie it up here to this side to keep it upright. The thing I'm doing is doing some companion planting. If you see here, this is not grass or weeds, these are chives, and onions grow very well along with your tomato plants. Another companion plant I love doing, and it's just at the seedling stage right here, but we've got some basil started into this pot, which I haven't trellised up this tomato. I need to do that here next. That's my last one I need to trellis up. So depending how they do, I may have to line them up in a row and then attach all the tops of the poles together using perhaps another pole. That way they can kind of stabilize each other. But so far I haven't had to do that in the current location that they're in. But that's kind of my backup plan if I need to. So far I'm only doing that with the tomato plants. As you can see here, I've got a couple tomatillo plants in that pot there. And I've also got some jalapeno pepper plants over here on our deck in pots. Peppers don't usually need a lot of trellising. Just a little stick or something on them to hold them up sometimes if they get a little floppy. But usually they can do pretty well on their own. So one of the reasons I'm doing all my tomatoes and stuff in pots is because we're changing locations eventually. And these are going to be somewhat portable, so I can move them around and take them with me when we go. And the other thing about it is when you're growing in pots is you can control the soil that you have, you can control the moisture that you have in there too. And so it's been very easy to maintain, especially when they're all localized in one single spot. I've also reduced the amount of tomato plants that I have. I've done like 30 tomato plants in the past, and this year I'm only about 8 or 9. So it feels really weird to me, but you know, it's what I have to do this year. Next year will be a lot more tomatoes a lot more peppers, a lot more tomatillos. We're going to have a nice garden next year. Looking forward to it. But anyway, I'm Dave with Growing the Home Garden, and it is starting to rain on me right now, so I am going to cut this video at this point. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.